Hello everybody, my name is Katy and I'm here with my October wrap up and November TBR video. For the month of October I managed to complete 10 books, which is absolutely fantastic. It is my monthly goal to be in the double figures, so I managed to achieve that and I'm really proud of myself, especially because at the end of October it is half term in the UK, it's quite busy at my work and I didn't get a lot of reading done for that. I'm now going to reveal to you the books that I read in October. As usual, if I've done a video review on the book it will be linked around my head and the written reviews will be linked in the description box below for you to see more thorough thoughts on what I thought of the books. The first book that I completed in October was an ebook and it was for a blog tour on my blog and it's called For Internal Use Only by Katy. Now, this book had a real good promise of being a real good novel. However, I found the main male character really annoying. I did not like him. I thought he was really selfish and self-absorbed. He didn't care about others. He was really stalkerish and obsessed with the main girl character, and I found him really creepy. And it took literally nearly the whole of the novel for the main girl character to actually realise how much of a slob he was, and I wanted to slap her because of that. So unfortunately I really didn't enjoy that book and I ended up giving that 2 out of 5 stars. Then I read another book for a blog tour and it's called Endless by Amanda Gray, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I thought the characters were really good, the storyline in general was really enjoyable, and I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read the really massive House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. It was so huge, but I surprised myself by finishing it so quickly. But a lot of the pages do have just one word on it, or like 5 words, so I actually managed to fly through it. I thought it was a really creepy adult book, and it was so confusing. It was not for me, unfortunately. I did think it was okay, so that's why I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Then I read another ebook for a blog tour on my blog called My Sister's Reaper by Dorothy Dreyer. Again, this was another book that I enjoyed reading for the review, and I thought the characters were awesome and I really enjoyed this book, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then I managed to complete my first ever audiobook from audible.co.uk, and that was Unravelling by Elizabeth Norris. I thoroughly enjoyed the story. I thought it was really intriguing. I love how the book was structured and the characters are awesome, and I know it's going to be one of those books that I'm definitely going to be reading again, and I cannot wait to continue on with this series. So I ended up giving that 5 out of 5 stars, completely well deserved. Then I read another ebook for a blog tour. I had a lot of blog tours to do in this month. I was super busy with my reading for that, but this one was called Garden of Eden by Katy. I really enjoy the front cover of this. It's a really gorgeous cover and I quite enjoyed the storyline for this. However, I didn't quite connect with it as I did with the past couple of blog tour books that I read in October, and I thought it was an okay story, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Then I finally managed to complete The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I don't know why it took me so long to read this. I think it was because I was reading a lot of similar books to this, a lot of dystopians, and I got a little bit sick of it, but then I got into it again and I really did enjoy this book. I can really understand why this book was hyped because it is a really good storyline and it's different from other storylines. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then I managed to read Twin Maker by Sean Williams. I was sent to this review by Electric Monkey, a division of Egmont in the UK, and this is a massive sci-fi sort of novel. A lot is happening in this and there are so many scientific terms to learn about, and it is a really big book. But I did actually quite enjoy the mystery and the thriller that is in this book, and I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read, yes, is Sergeant by Veronica Roth. This is the book that comes after Divergent, and I really did enjoy this book like so much. It's awesome. I really am loving this series, and oh yes, but because of this I'm scared for Allegiant. But this book was awesome and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The final book that I managed to complete in October was a library book that I borrowed, and it's called Hidden Among Us by Katy Moran. I really enjoyed the elfin storyline to this. It's been a while since I've read books about fairies and elves and all that, and I did really enjoy it. It was really sort of dark and creepy, and I was not expecting that to be part of the book, but it was a nice quick read and I did enjoy it, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Those were the 10 books that I managed to complete in the month of October. I am now going to reveal to you the books that I plan on reading for November. I have set myself quite a lot of books, but I am working less in November, so I'll have a lot more reading time, and hopefully I can get a lot of books done. The first 2 books that I'll be reading in November are books that I started at the end of October. I have got The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I am 150 pages through this at the moment. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I can really understand why this book is hyped, because the writing style is fantastic and the storyline in general is just amazing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this book is going to end up. I'm also reading High Society by Ali Carter. This is the book that you chose for my October viewer's choice. I'm sorry that I've got to this so late, but it was the last book that was in my TBR for October, and I am 150 pages through this as well, and I am really enjoying this. This has got a real big mystery in it. I'm really intrigued to find out who this main culprit is, who is stealing all these paintings, and I get the feeling it's going to be a real big plot twist and not the person who I would imagine that has stolen them. I will also be reading Anti-Goddess by Kenda Blake along with Keisha from The Forsaken 707. She actually made me buy this. Damn you, Keisha. But I'm really looking forward to this. This is a book that is about gods and goddesses, and it sounds absolutely amazing. We will also be doing a live discussion on this book at some point in November, probably near the end of November, but we will be doing videos actually announcing the date once we've actually figured one out, so don't worry about that. But if you would like to read this along with us, then please feel free to, because that would just be awesome. Another book that I'm reading with another booktuber is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Finally getting around to reading this book. I've had this book for quite a while and I've been wanting to read this for so long, and now I will. Yes. After meeting the author as well, it did make me feel really guilty that I had met her. She was so lovely and I hadn't even read her book, so I was just like, that's awkward. I'll be reading this along with Book Nerd 007. Another book that I'll be reading with another booktuber, hopefully, is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and this book I've heard really great things about. I don't actually know what this book is about really, so I'm really curious about that, but I've just heard absolutely amazing things about it, and I'll be reading this along with before the book fell off. My main aim for November is to get through as many review books as I can. I do have a lot of review books on my shelves that I need to get read and reviewed, so that is just my main target. I've actually recently received a fair amount of books from Spencer Hill Press via an ARC share with some UK bloggers. They've all finished with their copies and they sent them along to me because I was the next one in line, and I've got 6 of them to get through, which I will be reading this month anyway, so looking forward to them. But I've got Breaking Glass by Lisa Amowitz, which I've been told is quite an interesting thriller. Swamp Angel by Colleen Boyd. Whisperfalls by Elizabeth Langston. Camp Boyfriend by J.K. Rock. The Dollhouse Asylum by Mary Gray. I've heard this is a real creepy ass book. And finally, Bloodbound by Keisha Swaim. My other review books are going to be The Eye of Mines by James Dashner. This book sounds amazing and I'm really looking forward to reading this. Then I've got Tinder by Sally Gardner, which is actually out this month, and it's quite a short book, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. Cracked by Eliza Crew, which is the book 1 in the Soul Eaters series. It does sound really intriguing. This is also out this month. Then I got Boy Meets Boy by David Levithan. This will be my first ever David Levithan read, and I'm really intrigued. I have not read a book by him, so I'm not sure what I'm going to think, but hopefully I do enjoy it. I've got The Thorn and the Blossom, and this is by Theodora Goss. This is a two-sided love story, and it opens just like that picture there. So I'm really intrigued about this one. It sounds absolutely fantastic. I've also got The Geek's Guide to Dating by Eric Smith. I recently just got this in the post, so this will be in my next book haul. And this seems like a real quirky read, and I'm really looking forward to it because I am a geek. Let's just face it. I got 2 books in the Lovecraft Middle School series that I've got to read, and that is Teacher's Pest and Substitute Creature. This cover is so freaky, like seriously, very freaky. It scares me. But these are books 3 and 4 in the Lovecraft Middle School series, and they're real quick reads, and it's a really good series, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. I've also got books sent from authors that I hope to get through, and I've got As You Wake by Amy Martin. This is the second book in the In Your Dreams series. I have read the first book and I really loved it. It was actually my first ever review on this channel, and it's so good, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this next book is going to turn out. I've also got Starfall by W.A. Fulkerson, and this sounds amazing as well, and I really need to get this read, and I'm looking forward to reading that at the same time. And the last book from an author is Light and Dark by D.M. Wyeth. This is such a huge book. It's so big, it's huge. It's like literally the tallest and widest fictional paperback that I've ever had. Allegiant by Veronica Roth. This is the Booktuber Book Club pick for November, and there's also the next book in the Divergent series, which I just haven't read yet, and I'm really curious about this. I've already been spoiled of stuff that happens in the book, so it's no surprise to me, but I am really curious what's going to happen. I'm not sure whether I'm going to cry or whether I'm going to throw the book out the window and hit the next car that drives by, or just whether I'm going to burn it. So I'm really intrigued. City of Glass, and this is by Cassandra Clare. It's the third book in the Mortal Instruments series, and I know I was meant to read this in my last month's TBR, but TBRs always get messed up no matter what anyway, so I never got around to reading it, but hopefully I will read this. I will use this as my sort of guilty pleasure book if I do really well in reading a load of the other books. I will also be reading some library books among reading the review books as well, because I do have some library books I need to get read, and I do have a TBR jar for my library books. And the first book that I picked out to read for November is Love at Second Sight by Kathy Hopkins. She writes the Mate States and the Truth Dare Kiss or Promise series, which I read a fair few years ago, and I really enjoyed them. I was so addicted to them when I was in school, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one is going to turn out. So those are the books that I plan on reading for the month of November. Let me know any of your thoughts in the comment box below. Like, do you think I'm reading way too many books for November? Do you think I'm going to achieve it? Let me know the books that you are planning on reading for November as well, and let me know if you have read any of these books in the comment box below, because I would really love to hear your thoughts. I really hope you have enjoyed my wrap up and TBR video. Sorry that it is kind of long, but YOLO. Please do give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!